Joel, a man entrusted with Yahawah's revelations, stood before the people of Judah with a voice burning like fire. His words painted a vivid and chilling picture of the future, a day when the nations of the world would gather for their reckoning under the gaze of Yahawah. This was not just a battle of armies, but a spiritual clash where justice would thunder across the earth. Joel described a scene of cosmic significance. Yahawah himself called out, "In those days and at that time, when I restore the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem, I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat." This was not an ordinary battlefield, but a divine courtroom where Yahawah would sit as judge over the nations. The Valley of Jehoshaphat, its name meaning Yahawah judges, became the stage for the ultimate confrontation. Here, the nations that had oppressed Yahawah's people, scattered them, and traded them as slaves would face the weight of their sins. "They cast lots for my people," Yahawah thundered through Joel. "They sold boys for prostitutes and girls for wine." The injustice of the world cried out to heaven, and now the time for reckoning had come. Yahawah promised vengeance. "What you have done, I will swiftly and speedily return on your own heads." The nation's crimes would not go unpunished. Their gold, silver, and treasures, stolen from Yahawah's temple, would be nothing before his righteous fury. Then came the command, ringing out across the earth like the blast of a trumpet. "Proclaim this among the nations, prepare for war." The message was both a summons and a warning. Yahawah dared the nations to rise up, to bring their might and their armies, to ready their warriors for the battle of battles. "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears," he declared. Even the weak were told to arm themselves, to declare, "I am strong." The irony was striking. Tools of life and harvest were to be transformed into instruments of death, as if the nations believed their strength could stand against Yahawah. The nations surged like a flood, their armies gathering from every corner of the earth. From Joel's vision, it was as if the entire world marched toward the Valley of Decision, where Yahawah awaited. The heavens darkened, and the earth trembled, as creation itself seemed to hold its breath. In the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the nations assembled, but they did not find an ordinary battlefield. Instead, they faced the unshakable presence of Yahawah, whose voice roared like a lion. "Let the nations be roused," Joel declared, "and come to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the surrounding nations." Yahawah, the ultimate warrior and judge, commanded his angels to wield their sickles. "Swing the sickle," he called, "for the harvest is ripe. Come, trample the grapes, for the winepress is full and the vats overflow." The imagery was vivid and terrible. Like a harvest of judgment, the sins of the nations had ripened, and now they would be crushed under Yahawah's wrath. Multitudes filled the valley, their cries echoing in the shadow of Yahawah's throne. The stars dimmed, the sun and moon grew dark, and the heavens themselves quaked, as if all creation was responding to the divine verdict. But even in the midst of judgment, there was hope for Yahawah's people. Joel's vision turned to salvation, as Yahawah declared, "But Yahawah will be a refuge for his people, a stronghold for the people of Israel." While the nations trembled in terror, the faithful found shelter in Yahawah's mighty hand. A day of restoration dawned. Yahawah promised that Judah and Jerusalem would endure forever, untouched by the invading armies. "Then you will know that I, Yahawah your Elohim, dwell in Zion, my holy hill. Jerusalem will be holy. Never again will foreigners invade her." His presence among his people would be their light, their peace, and their everlasting protection. The prophecy ended with a vision of renewal. "In that day, the mountains will drip new wine, and the hills will flow with milk. All the ravines of Judah will run with water. A fountain would spring from Yahawah's temple, bringing life to the land, even as Egypt and Edom lay desolate under his judgment." The story of Joel 3 is one of contrasts: judgment and mercy, war and peace, destruction and renewal. It is a tale of Yahawah's justice, where the wicked are held accountable, but also a testament to his faithfulness, as he shelters and restores those who belong to him. The Valley of Decision stands as a reminder that every action, every choice, echoes into eternity, under the watchful eyes of the Creator. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, share, like, and comment. Thank you, and see you soon.